Yo.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us on Tuesday morning, May 14th. This is Joe Callahan, and this is Linda Tebow. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Ed Cruz here as well. Good morning to you, Ed.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, everyone.
And let's get a first message from the Carew Investment Group. So go ahead, Ed.
Okay, Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group. The Carew Investment Group offers you personal management of investment accounts, and depending on what you're looking for, whether it be to enhance your current income, a 401k rollover, bless you, Joe, or retirement income, we'll put together a program just for you. We focus on using quality dividend-paying stocks of companies that you know, investment quality bonds, and exchange-traded funds, and we use the advantages offered by IRAs. You can contact Paul or myself at the Carew Investment Group anytime for a free, no-obligation consultation and portfolio review by giving us a call at 765-8880. You can also email us, ed@carewinvestmentgroup.com or paul@carewinvestmentgroup.com. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you. And so I don't know if I mentioned this when I talked over my my trip to Disney World, but roller coaster technology has evolved quite a bit over the last few years. And so the days of the roller coaster, of getting in the car of the roller coaster and going up the big hill, being pulled by the chain, is kind of going away. Of course, it's still around, but now it's more you go around a corner and you get launched. And it's done by magnets. The technology is really fascinating. How you could get from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
Wow.
And you fly up the hill now. But one of the rides, and I read about it ahead of time, people coming off it feeling queasy. I'm like, I'm a little prone to motion sickness too. So smart, Linda. I brought motion sickness medicine with me.
Uh-huh.
And this is the ride that, you're going to ride at about 2 o'clock is one of those virtual lines that I got in. So around 1 o'clock, I popped out. Anybody else want some? Sure enough, my son wanted some too, because we just weren't sure about it because we had never been on it before. And this ride, Guardians of the Galaxy, when you get in it and you take off, you go around a corner, and then everybody's car separately turns, and now you're facing backwards, and now you get launched backwards.
Ooh.
So you have no idea where you're going. And then as the ride's going, your car spins. Not a lot, but enough where I know I'm spinning around as I'm going forward. And you're supposed to be in outer space, and so it's a big domed inside ride ceiling that's all black with shooting stars going by as you're spinning and going. So I can see where some people come off it and go, whoa, this is really working against my mind. But the motion sickness medicine worked great.
Did it?
Yeah, and I didn't have any issue with it. So I was very happy. And so I was able to ride the ride and enjoy it.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah, especially
Love
going
roller coasters.
backwards.
Oh, yeah, it's a weird feeling. Because, you shoot backwards, you're going straight for a little while, then you're going up a hill. And then you're going down a hill, and then you turn, and you don't know which way you're turning.
Wow.
So it's a little disorienting,
Yeah.
but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I don't do roller coasters.
No? See, I don't do
No,
I don't do things that I know are going to spin around.
Yeah.
I took a chance on this one, hoping it was going to be okay, and it was. Now at the Magic Kingdom, they got the teacups.
Yeah.
I have never been on them.
I went on those with my grandson, and both of us were not
happy afterwards.
Really happy. And I wasn't. I didn't like it. No.
Have you ever been on the teacups? Ed?
Yeah.
You like it?
It was okay.
It was okay. All right.
Yeah,
I have sometimes trouble just watching it.
Yeah, because
I got to turn away.
Yeah.
'Cause I was watching one, this time around, and there were 5 adults in one cup. I said, well, maybe that won't make it spin as fast because there's too much weight in the cup. Wrong. Exact opposite.
Yeah.
It spun the fastest
Yeah.
as soon as they got going.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and I think I figured it out. I can't handle that because it spins 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Over at Hollywood Studios, there's a similar ride of the swirling saucers from the little space guys from Toy Story.
Oh.
That vehicle only spins 180.
It doesn't go.
It doesn't go all the way around, and I can handle that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
easy to do. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah, that
learning my
teacup
limitations. Oh no.
thing.
So no teacups,
teacups.
no Dumbo,
Yeah, well, yeah.
no
what
flying
is it, a
carpets
flying
of Aladdin.
carpet?
'Cause it just goes in a circle. It doesn't go that fast. And
No, yeah, that's
but I'm
well,
like-
at least Dumbo goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Boring actually, but for a 3-year-old, it's such fun. My
Oh, it is such
granddaughter was
fun.
3 at the time, so
You
she
go up
thought.
and down, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
greatest.
She thought it was very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And in case you're wondering, yes, you have to do it every time you go to Disney World, at least one time on It's a Small World.
It's a small. Oh, that's the other one she loved.
My daughter wanted to go on it. We planned it so that we didn't have to wait in line.
Yeah.
We waited till like nighttime,
Yeah.
and so the wait was basically nothing.
Yeah.
Because all the kids have gone.
Yeah, right.
They've taken the small children away, so we got right on and went on it, and it's just the longest 10 minutes of your
Yeah,
life.
And that music, huh?
It's the same
a small
song
world. Right.
over and over in every single language.
Yes, 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 yes.
And when you think you're done, you're not.
Yeah. The first time I thought it was adorable.
Well, everything
Yeah,
always
yeah,
the
yeah,
doll's
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
And like, well, yeah.
You know, especially with little kids.
Oh,
you
and
know.
they like it, of
And
course.
yeah. But
and,
then it's like, okay, let's
and
go
then
watch
you-
this thing now.
And then you look for your country
Yeah.
of origin,
Yeah.
and we found them right away.
Yeah.
Ireland and Italy were pretty close to the beginning, and then, well, now what do you do? But you end up looking for dolls that aren't working.
Yeah.
Which one's not spinning around? Which
Yeah.
one's not doing something?
Yeah.
And then finally it's over.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've done it, and now let's get out of here. But it's like not a disease. It's not a sickness. It's just tradition.
Well, it's tradition.
You have to write
must
It's a
go on.
Small
You have
World
to go on that,
once.
actually. Yes, you should.
It's like
really need to.
it's like the Haunted Mansion
Yeah.
and Space Mountain
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you
Space
really want to do,
Yeah.
and that one you just have to do because it's there.
Yeah.
We like to do Peter Pan's Flight, but the wait is always over an hour.
Yeah.
And it was explained to me one time why. It's because only 2 people can fit in that ship, and it's in Fantasyland, so a lot of kids want to go on it.
Right.
So it gets crowded with parents and
Yeah.
kids, and only 2 people at a time. Even though it continuously moves, it slows you down.
Yeah.
So we stayed away from it this time.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a low wait time this time. So all right, well, next time maybe. All right, other things going on. Let's see here in the Blackstone Valley. So we had the shooting and the killing of the 16-year-old boy from Bellingham over the weekend. He went to a party in Northborough, Mass. 300 people
Yeah.
at the house. I said, "Boy, that's gonna be a good-sized house."
It's a big house party.
And it was a big house party, and I saw the video, some video on the news. It was a good-sized house.
Yeah.
And but 3 people have been arraigned in with this shooting and killing, and they're all adults. From what I hear, I don't know, Ed, if you heard any differently, but it was a birthday party. Did you hear anything different on that?
No,
party?
I haven't heard anything different than you've reported here.
Okay. And what they did is, I think it was a girl, but I'm not positive, saw someone enter the house with a gun, and so she left and was able to flag down a police officer. Hey, I saw someone go into that house where the party is with a gun, and the police, as they were coming up to the house, coming in, that's when the shots rang out, right when they were there. And so they were able to get the 3 men. One is from Boston, one is from Rockland, Mass, and the other is from Marlborough. They've all been charged with weapon offenses so far. One is being held without bail. The other two have their bail was set at $25,000. No word yet on whether or not they got out or not, and no name on the victim yet in Bellingham. I guess they're trying to determine if which one, I guess, did the actual shooting.
Yeah. That's a lot of people at a house party.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And people, like he's from Bellingham. It was, what was that? Northborough.
Northborough. Yeah.
That's a good distance from
Well, 20 minutes, 25
That's
minutes.
what I mean,
it is.
so
Yep.
they have friends from all over.
And
the
it
people
was
in that house.
it was a rented house. Someone was renting
Ah.
this, and our news story calls it a mansion. So it was decent size.
Yeah.
So well, you just get invited to the wrong party. No
Yeah.
word yet on whether or not this kid was targeted, or just
Yeah,
got
right,
hit by a
yeah.
random bullet, or was someone else being targeted,
Yeah.
or did they just want to cause mayhem, or what? So we don't know.
You never know.
So,
But that's a
but-
really big house party.
That's a big house party, and well, they got 3 people, and so they've been arraigned, and we'll go from there. So, when I first heard of this news story next to Ed, I laughed, and then I thought, this is a good idea. The migrants aren't going to like it, but too bad. Let's put them in the prison
Yeah.
that we're not using.
Yeah.
What a great idea!
Oh, you want to house them in there? Is that what it is?
That's what
Yeah.
Healy's doing. Up in Norfolk, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
there's an empty prison that was decommissioned a few years ago. Well, it's just sitting there,
Yeah.
and it's got the kitchen's already is still there.
Well, sure.
And there's a gym that the prisoners use that's still there, and it can house 150, 140 people, 140 families. It's actually more than 140 people.
Yeah. That's
Could
going
be housed
to
there.
wreak havoc on the school system and
Oh, that-
the resources of that town, though.
You're right, and I've read
Yeah.
about that. The town officials in Norfolk, which is a tiny town.
That's what I mean.
Of
yeah.
about 14,000. They're
Well, the size
really
of North Smithfield.
they're really concerned.
Well, yeah.
many-
Because they're going to have to, those kids are going to have to go to school.
Yeah. How many are coming,
How many are coming? And even
and how many kids are coming?
schools, but all their public safety,
Yeah.
rescues and ambulances and all things like that, those folks are going to need.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't, they must not be too happy, the officials.
No.
How are they going to pay for that? Will the state pick up the tab?
That's always the question of who pays.
Well, the state, and what I had heard too, they have nothing to say about it because it's a state-owned building and they can do what they want.
And we got
But
that
then-
fine law. The everyone does. What's that law?
Right to shelter.
Right to shelter.
Right to
Thanks,
shelter,
Dave.
yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it doesn't have to say it has to be a beautiful house.
Well,
And,
I think that, they have an empty building and use it, yay.
Yeah.
Good. But how about the town that has to provide services to those folks?
And you got to, I don't know if it's been shut off, but let's assume it has for a moment. You got to turn all the electricity's got to be turned back
Sure,
on.
yeah.
All the water's got to be turned back on.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be summer soon, and
And
now
is
we
that
need
is that
AC.
prison located on a bus route? Probably
Probably
not.
when you're building a prison,
How are they going to get around? You have to think of things not just, oh, good, this is an empty building, let's
Yeah.
use it. How are they going to get around? How are they going to get to the grocery stores and stuff like
Well,
that?
I
Do they
don't
have enough
know.
school
How they could-
buses to transport the kids?
Are they going to have to go to a grocery store, or is the prison cafeteria going to
Bust
cook
it in?
food?
Right, or are we going to provide the food and
For them?
clothing and
Yeah.
medical attention?
I mean, the
It's-
cafeteria, they can cook a variety of foods for each meal.
Right, they
You know,
could.
take what you want.
But who's going to pay for that? The state?
Joe and I.
Yeah,
Visit
yeah, that's your
Massachusetts.
taxes, yeah. No, but I mean, there's more than just we have this empty building, let's use it.
Yeah.
People need services, they're going to need medical care.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So, and I'm sure they have medical facilities.
Well, I'm sure,
at the
but
prison,
but
too.
but if it's empty,
Well, yeah.
there's nobody there
All right.
to go
Oh,
to
let's-
provide medical services. It's
So to make it feel a more
Yeah.
homey touches,
Yeah. Yeah.
The razor wire that's at the top,
They're getting rid of that.
they're taking it down.
Well, that's good.
And the
That's good.
gates will be unlocked. They can
Yeah.
come and go as they please.
Sure, but where are they going to go?
I don't know. And I'm sure when they said, well, okay, we're going to build this prison in Norfolk, and they said, where are the bus routes? And let's put it away from the bus routes.
Well, one would think, yes, yeah.
in case the
Well,
prisoners
yeah,
escape and
yeah,
get on the bus.
exactly. But
Free
I think
Ubers
that-
for everyone.
Free Ubers, all right.
there you go. There you go.
So I wonder what the now residents, the new residents, will feel about. Gee, we tried to get out of our country. We've made it to the United States. We've made it to Massachusetts, and now they're putting us in a prison. And I bet they complain. I bet they do. We don't like it here.
Yeah.
It's gray. It's dingy.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Beats being on the street, though.
Right. But they're going to come out and say, we want something better.
Sure.
These mattresses are not great.
Well, yeah, they probably.
They're not running down to Colettas and grabbing the Sealy's.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
They get the thin
Well,
mattresses. So.
You know,
But yeah, it is a roof over their head. It's not raining on you now,
no.
and you will
And-
get AC in the summertime. But
Yeah.
I bet the complaints come. We don't like it here.
Well, yeah, but you know, there's so many things to think about, and I think, was it well thought out? I'm not sure.
And it doesn't say whose idea this was.
No, I
Did
was
you
just going
hear?
to ask you that. Who
Yeah.
is this anyway?
You know,
Who's the
I
genius?
want to throw it on Healy, the governor, but I'm not. All we have in our news story is the state will open this shelter next month, and it
Jeez.
doesn't. It just says officials, and that's it.
She is the state.
So the buck stops with her.
Well, it does, yeah. Yeah.
So what did she say? That, yeah, this is a good idea. Possibly because she got out of town. She's going to the Vatican.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Her and who
Michelle
else?
Yu.
And Wu, right? To something on climate.
Oh,
They're heading out that way. I can't find it right away.
interesting.
Yeah, a climate summit. It's a business trip. They're getting a welcome reception today in Rome. Climate summit at the Vatican. Wu gets a private meeting with the Pope. Wow, not Healy. Wu gets it.
Wow.
Wu's going to meet with the mayor of Rome. She's going to visit a village that has strong ties to Boston's North End. It doesn't really say why Healy's going. Other than she said, yeah, open the prison. No, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm outta here,
I don't want
yeah.
to take the heat. I don't want to hear from the town administrator, the town manager of Norfolk. What are you doing to us? We're
Exactly.
small, you know. All our classrooms are filled.
I'm sure they are.
What do we do?
I'm sure they are.
No, they're coming next month. So school ends next month.
Well, that's
So
a good
maybe
thing.
we don't put them in school next month and we wait till September.
Wait till September.
And by then,
It's not.
they can quickly come in and put up those modular classrooms really, really quick.
Yeah.
That will
And I'm
help.
sure, you know, a small town like that, and the schools are probably at capacity.
Yeah.
And plus, do they have all the teachers they're going to
Now
need
we got to hire.
for, you know, second language, all of that, you know? Oh, my word. Yeah. I would put,
They've been handled a platter of problems
yeah.
to figure out quickly.
Yeah, quickly.
Yep. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. So, Ed Carew, let's get a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group. And at the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks. And comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
The world-class distributor of all things electrical is Electrical Wholesalers. They are a full-service electrical distributor with branches throughout Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Locally, they're at 113 Clinton Street next to KFC here in Woonsocket, with other locations in Cranston and Franklin, Massachusetts. Electrical Wholesalers provides the highest quality service to electrical contractors as well as residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Electrical Wholesalers is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Visit ew-ne.com. Electrical Wholesalers.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
Blackstone Valley's ON Radio.
Coffee In on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Thibault. And just wanted to get your opinion. So yesterday we had the story, Ed, about the MIT and Harvard that were dealing. I mean, a lot of campuses were dealing, but those two campuses that were dealing with the encampments of the kids that were protesting what was going on over there with Palestine and Israel. And both of those institutions, found out which kids were students at the school, and they told them there's going to be repercussions if you don't get out. And they said, I'm going to call you bluff. Did you hear what happened to the
They
kids?
said they were going to expel them.
Suspended,
Yeah.
kicked out of the dorms. If they were a senior, they can't graduate. Well, they can graduate, but they don't go to ceremonies. The ones that had fellowships lose them. And any senior projects they were working on all stopped. I'm like, wow, that has some real heavy consequences. But I also said good.
Well, no, my granddaughter's at Boston University in the doctoral program, and so I said, well, are you seeing that there? She says, no. She said, no.
No, it's not happening there.
It's like, I think with all the media we see, it's like at every single college
not
and
every
university
campus,
and that it's all this and that, but just, no, Grammy, no, nothing.
Nothing
I
going
don't.
on there.
That's nothing, that she'd be interested in anyways.
Wouldn't participate
she's,
anyway.
She's
yeah.
spending too much money in a doctoral program that, But yeah, well, good for them.
You happy with the colleges, Ed, that
Yeah.
brought the hammer down and
Absolutely.
didn't renege and say, "Oh, okay, you're just kids."
These are private colleges.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a taxpayer-funded place where you can try to squeeze out some kind of an excuse why you can't do this to me.
Yeah.
This is a private place, You either go by the rules or you're out of here.
And there's real
Cha-cha, you all.
consequences. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, too, peaceful demonstrations are one thing, but what some of these kids have been doing is, I don't call it peaceful, when they're vandalizing and breaking and writing graffiti and stopping, infringing on other people's rights. I don't call that peaceful demonstrations,
And did you hear about at some of the schools and around the country, down south, North Carolina, California, Wisconsin, had graduation ceremonies, and people, not that they disrupted it, but they got up and left. Like
They did, yeah,
I'm in protests.
yeah.
Okay, get up and leave.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way
On the
out.
way.
Yeah. No, but
And
I mean,
we'll mail you your diploma.
yeah.
Good for you.
But even that they made a little bit of problem for the other kids that were working really hard,
yeah.
and some of them paying for college themselves, so we'll have
Sure.
student loans, or the parents were,
Yeah.
come on,
Makes you wonder what they'll think 5 to 10 years from now when they look back on this. Did I really do the right thing?
Well, especially the ones that got kicked out of the dorms and lost their fellowships and
Yeah.
were suspended. Yeah, they're gonna say,
There's a couple of firms and banks, Wall Street firms and banks, that have said that they will not
They won't
hire
hire?
anybody who's been in any of these protests.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. And they'll know
Right.
too, because now when people interview people, they not only look at the resumes that they send, they go on social media
Oh,
to see.
yeah.
Yeah. They do, and they see who is doing
What-
what, when,
what
and
have
where.
you been doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see what you've been doing because it used to be all you saw was a resume from somebody, and you could make it look really good, and and get some nice recommendations. Now,
Now, Ed, could those companies they reach out because you got to see on the resume? Oh, I graduated from Harvard.
Yeah.
Could they reach out to the school to say, was this person part of your protests that were taken on, and would Harvard give them that information?
I don't know if they would or not. I cannot speak for
Right.
the school's
yeah,
policies.
probably not right. to
Yeah.
find-
Yeah,
but the thing is,
I would think there's
But it's a
some level of,
yeah.
unless charges were filed,
Yeah.
I don't think that they would divulge that kind of
But
information.
plus, these young folks that are demonstrating, they are on social media and they're bragging about what they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So they'll find out who's been doing what.
Well, it's not just that. Everything's
Yeah.
on video.
Right,
you
exactly.
know,
You can, yeah.
You can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can see the people.
and even
Is
the
this
people.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, but even the people that are in it, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Look what I'm doing.
And aren't I wonderful?
Yeah.
doing
look
this?
at me.
Aren't I the
See
good
me?
person?
I'm doing this. So I think future employers will know
Yeah.
what these young because they do now. They do go in and see
Yeah,
what
and
are
they
they
check.
talking about. What are they chatting about?
Well, that's right. They want to see. I remember. Though this was years ago, well before marijuana was legal in the state. And I worked for a company that's not in business anymore, CompUSA, and there was one of our employees on the Channel 7 News. There was a big hemp thing going on Boston Common, and everybody that was there was smoking.
So you could see.
And there he was on the news, our employee, with the joint in his hand.
Yeah.
I smoke every day. It's great.
Did he have a
The
job when he got back?
next day, you're out of
You're
here.
outta here.
We
No,
just,
that's what I
we
mean.
can't have that.
Yeah, yeah. So they're not thinking,
No.
yeah. And then
Oh,
they're
I've
going
got-
to say my brain wasn't developed yet, and that's why. Because what is it? They're saying 23 by the time your brain.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, that's
It
a
is.
defense now.
It is a defense.
Yeah.
The kids, the teenagers,
Yeah.
and like that. And they always come back, well, I have the right for freedom of speech.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And private companies have the right to fire you for any
Yes,
reason.
yes, they do.
So-
Yeah, they don't. Well, and the old thing was, this will be on your record. Remember they used to. Well,
Oh, yeah,
when
your
I was
permanent
going,
record.
well, your permanent record. This will be on your permanent record. Well, these kids are putting it on a permanent record. Only it's in social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that and I've seen others. People put it on social media when they're actually committing crimes.
That too. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones where they're riding in a car and they decide to film because they're going to throw something at someone on a bicycle
yeah.
or hit them, and they film themselves doing it. You just make it so much easier for law enforcement.
Yeah. That's like. What
Look at what you've done.
Yeah.
And all we got to do is show this to the jury. No more week-long trial. One day, you're guilty, obviously.
Yeah.
Speaking of trials, and we're down in Disney once again, and we're in line for one of the rides, the Nali River ride. I don't even know about it. It's kind of like it's a small world, although much darker, just dark inside. But the line goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And wasn't there a guy in front of me wearing a T-shirt that said New Hampshire? And we said, so you end up striking up conversations with people down in Disney. Hey, we're from Massachusetts, like this. And I had a 15-minute conversation with this guy about the Karen Reed trial.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
right. Everybody's.
Oh, are you following it? Well, as best I can.
Yeah.
I was before we came down here. I'm kind of losing track down here. And he was going over it, and we were going back and forth because he believes her. And he goes, I've known too many, this is a quote, I've known too many cops. And I'm like, oh. So he thought the cops were setting her up. I'm like, wow. I said, I just told him, I said, right off the bat, she's guilty. But then when I started to hear everything else, I'm like, I don't know. So we were just going back and forth
Yeah.
on that for a little while before it was time to get in the ride.
Well, that's pretty much national.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And,
Yeah,
no one
national.
else jumped in the conversation, but I just thought, here we are in Florida, and I'm having a conversation with a man from New Hampshire about something happened back in Massachusetts.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you
It's
following
a
the
small
Karen Reed
world.
story? It is a small world. Are you following the Karen Reed story? Oh, yeah, isn't it fascinating? Yeah, it sure is. The other people around here don't get it. It's too bad. All right, it's time for another break here in the Coffee AM program. And it's time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Gradually clearing skies today with a high of 77 and a breeze from the southwest. Tonight, increasing clouds, overnight low of 57. Wednesday's weather mostly cloudy, 72. Wednesday night, a chance of showers. Thursday, a chance of showers likely in the morning, and then mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the day after the rain stops, high of 67 on Thursday. Friday, partly sunny skies with a high of 68. Saturday, mostly cloudy and 63. Sunday, mostly cloudy and 66. And on Monday, partial sunshine and 73.
Thanks, Dave. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 65 degrees.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you're a person who avoids the dentist because of fear, remember that at the office of Dr. Jeffrey Dodge, they go the extra mile to make you feel at ease. Dr. Dodge believes in good communication between doctor and patient and enjoys educating as well as treating patients. Dr. Jeffrey Dodge, your family dentist on Park Avenue, Woonsocket at Park Square, 762-3044.
When you're thinking about a place to go out to eat with your family or the whole gang, or maybe something quieter for just the two of you, head over to ON Radio's website, woonsocketradio.com, and click on the restaurant guide. This gives you a listing of the best restaurants in the area. You can take a look at menus and possibly even make reservations. This is a great resource to see a bunch of restaurants all in one place. Remember, it's woonsocketradio.com and click on Restaurant Guide. And if you own a restaurant that's not already listed, call WOON Radio at 401-762-1240 for information on how your restaurant can be on the Restaurant Guide. Call Joe at 401-762-1240.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here. Ed Cruz with us. Linda Tubo's here with us. So, we've got a plea deal.
Okay.
Remember our friend Whitey Bulger?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whitey
yeah,
Bulger
yeah.
was killed
Yeah,
in prison.
Right,
Yeah.
when he
in
got
West Vir-
transferred.
Yes, he was
yeah.
down in West Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
3 guys
Yeah.
jumped him, and they were accused of beating the 89-year-old gangster back in 2018. So they've all reached a plea deal, but we don't have details of the plea deal, which is too bad. I would like to know what they got. But the men all say they will plead guilty and be sentenced at the same time.
Togetherness.
Togetherness is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking, were they already in prison for life anyway?
Oh, I don't know if they were in prison for life, but they said that they knew Whitey Bulger was coming,
Yeah.
and that he was. They said he was a snitch, and they were
Yeah.
going to kill him when he got there.
Yeah.
So they
Mission
beat him with a
accomplished.
chain
Yeah.
with a lock at the end of it.
Oh boy, that must have hurt. All right. Well, they had it premeditated, basically, huh?
I guess so.
We'll get them somehow. How did they know they were coming to where they were?
Well, they said if he's put in our unit.
We'll get
Yeah,
them.
they knew he was coming to the prison, apparently.
Yeah.
Now, I
Word
wonder-
gets around.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if this got them. Did that raise their status amongst the other prisoners that they killed such a high-ranking gangster from the United States.
Possibly.
And say, oh, look at what these three guys did.
Yeah,
These guys
we
are
better
tough.
not
Look
mess
what they
around with
took
these
on."
guys.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Possibly.
Okay. And but they were right. He worked for the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Gave him a ton of information.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just don't do that in that world. They frown upon that a lot. So, all right. So though, I wonder how many. I wonder how many years. They'll probably get at least. What do you think? 10? 10 each.
Oh.
At least for the killing of another prisoner. I don't know what those.
Doesn't
please
murder
go for.
get your life?
But is this different because it's a prisoner and it was done in prison? I don't, because it looks like they're not going to a jury trial. They're all going to plead guilty.
Well,
so it just
they
goes.
went right to the plea deal.
Yeah. So you don't know what the attorney general came up
No.
with. So, and you don't know what their original crimes were.
Right, you don't know what they were
and
in for.
How long are they going to be in for anyway?
Yeah.
How old are these guys? I don't know.
They showed pictures. They didn't look like they were really old.
No,
No,
Like-
they didn't look
30s or 40s.
40-ish. Yeah.
I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah.
All right. So, and there's back to the migrants in Norfolk. There's two homeless encampments in Providence that are being torn down today,
Yeah. 5 o'clock.
and they say, well, they got nowhere to go. Well, we have this nice prison. If they can make their way to Norfolk,
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Rhode Island is not in the same boat as other states. We only have one prison.
Yeah.
We don't have a few,
Yeah.
but like other states do. So that solution, you want to call it a solution, of putting migrants in prisons can't be used
No.
down here in where either for migrants or for a homeless
Yeah.
situation.
Well, I think they extended it to 5 o'clock today so that they could see if they could find them.
They did. Well, they gave them a 48-hour deadline on Friday,
Yeah.
so 48 hours is up today.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to see. Advocates say they got nowhere to go, and the city says that's not our problem. That's up to the nonprofits to figure out what they can do. So
Oh, when they interviewed the mayor, though, he said
what did Brett have to
he
say?
was being really, we want it to be nice, we're going to, hopefully we can find places for them. All the rhetoric that people say.
All the rhetoric.
All the
Well,
right
the
things,
usual
being
stuff.
politically
I'm sure there's
correct.
a lot of places that can be refurbished if
Yeah.
they want to spend the money to do it, and it'll take a little bit of time. But look at all the empty malls you have everywhere.
Yes.
All the empty shopping strips. Again, I realize that you would have to go into the 30,000, 40,000 square foot store and partition it into apartments and this and that and the other. But it's not like you got to start from scratch.
Yeah, we just land.
With a piece of exactly.
Well, and it's repurposing it.
Right.
It's using it. I mean, they've already cut down the trees and did the cement forest thing, so reuse it. Why not?
Yeah.
Then again, you don't really want to do that. It's just gonna make it easier for more people to come.
And back to who pays for it. The state's going to want the feds to pay for it. The feds are going to say, no, it's your state, you pay for it. So now we're back to a stalemate of who pays.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So people like to do this. It is a federal crime. You really shouldn't. But they like to point lasers at flying planes and helicopters. And this man in Boston, he's accused of pointing a laser not at your run of the mill helicopter, a Coast Guard helicopter. Oh, not smart. And it was and the helicopter was trying to land at Mass General. So I guess it had
Medical
medical
issue. Yeah.
situation going on. Wow, the pilot aborted the landing during a training mission it was a training mission. They didn't have somebody, but he aborted the landing because of this laser. And so after an investigation, 59-year-old, it's no kid,
It's not a kid.
59-year-old Philip Gagnon was arrested, and it's a federal charge, aiming a laser pointer at an aircraft which carries a maximum of 5 years in prison. He was arraigned yesterday in Boston and was released on conditions. Doesn't say when he will be back in
Did
prison.
they take his laser away?
Usually they do on those situations.
You know,
we're going to confiscate this, and you
These
don't get it
people
back.
need to find a job or something. They have too much time on their hands.
Do they do it just to see can I hit it because it's moving?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. And how far does the laser go? Will it reach the helicopter? I don't know what their
did,
thinking is.
Yeah. Well, there's not thinking is the problem, right?
His brain hasn't developed
It
yet.
did, yeah, he was.
He's not
We're
old
gonna,
enough.
we're gonna use that as a defense.
Yeah, he didn't just, yeah.
So he's 59 and he got 5 years. Is that what it is? Or
Yeah,
he-
five-
or,
five
or he
years.
No,
could
he
get
could get 5
could
years.
get. Well, if he
years,
does,
yeah.
he'll be just about ready to
retire.
sign up for Medicare.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So we'll support him then too.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Now, the closest I've ever come to this, when I was a kid, they didn't have laser pointers, but I would take a flashlight. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to see how far the beam could go. And if I could hit the top of the trees.
Well, yeah,
Well, I
but
was always impressed. Oh, look at
that's
that.
okay. You just disturbed the
Yeah,
birds a
birds.
little bit, maybe, but
But I knew, seeing airplanes at night going overhead, I knew I couldn't reach it.
well, no.
And
But your brain was developed.
there you go.
You were a
He
genius
was ahead of the curve.
early on in life.
Yeah, that's right. I could hit the top of the trees. I could hit the wires overhead, but that was about it.
Good.
All right. So, so Ed, back to you.
Back to me.
Back to you because it's your area of Massachusetts, Lakeville.
Yes, it is.
Another person has died, motorcycle crash. Did you hear about this?
I did. I did hear about that.
32-year-old Christopher Walker.
Yeah.
He's from Taunton, but his motorcycle, he's driving in Lakeville, which is right next door to.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your town again?
The great,
Great Republic of.
yeah, the People's Republic of Middleborough.
Middleborough. There we go. He collided with a vehicle last Friday night. Passed away on Saturday. No other injuries were reported, and state police are helping out the Lakeville police in this investigation. So they're not saying who's at fault. Was he distracted? Ran into the back of the vehicle? Did he
Yeah.
run into the front of the vehicle? Was alcohol or drugs involved?
They always blame the motorcycle, though. Yeah. Mostly they do.
I guess so, unless because it doesn't say it. Well, it's saying the motorcycle collided with the vehicle,
vehicle.
not the other way around.
Yeah.
With a
Probably
vehicle collided with
ran a
the.
stop sign. You know, multitude of things.
Maybe couldn't figure out that Middleborough rotary.
Well, it
a
happened in
pain.
Lakeville, so it
So
can't
it
be.
is.
It can't be our fault.
No rotaries in Lakeville.
No, I don't think so. I don't
No,
remember
okay.
ever seeing one. No,
That-
but there's a lot of motorcycles in our area.
Yeah.
Well, because it's
Lot of
such a
trails?
wide open. Well, there's a lot of trails, but
Yeah.
I'm talking
Just on the road?
street motorcycles. There's a lot of organized rides and things like that. I mean, we'll hear them drive by Plimpton Street, you know,
Yeah.
to go by our house. We're off Plimpton Street, but sometimes there's motorcycles going. You can hear them for 5 minutes. It's just
Oh, the
keep
line.
going.
They're on a
There's
ride.
got to be
A ride,
150 or
an
200 of these
organized ride,
guys,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
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 All right, so that's what took place over the weekend there. Back in Rhode Island, a couple of pizza places on the east side of Providence are blaming the closure of the bridge for lack of customers, their business tanking, and they have had to close.
Yeah.
And Minerva Pizza, which is on Angel Street, been in business for 50 years, closed over the weekend. And another farm-to-table restaurant called the Salted Slate, that's on Wayland Avenue. They've been open for 10 years. Both closed, and they both cite the traffic congestion caused by the bridge closure last December for insurmountable losses in their customer base.
It's sad. Yeah.
It is, and I'm sure the pizza's just fine
Yeah.
at Minerva's, but if you can't get there
Can't.
and you
Well,
want pizza,
no,
you got to go someplace else.
They're going to go someplace else. Why should I sit in
traffic.
Yeah, I know.
in
Yeah.
traffic for
I'm
an
not
hour?
gonna
to
go
go-
45 minutes
I
to
can
get a
go
pizza.
someplace else and get
Yeah.
a pizza. There, especially, I mean, there are so many pizza places, and I'm
Yeah.
sure theirs is wonderful. But
I'm sure it's
and it's
great.
sad though. It's really
That
too
it's come to
bad.
this.
It's
Yeah.
really too bad that it's come to this.
Yeah, am I going to wait 45 minutes? But if I go in that direction, it's a 20-minute wait.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
okay, 20 minutes is going to work out. That's just the way people are.
Yeah, so many good places for pizza, especially in Providence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And the same thing with the other sit-down upscale restaurant, the Salted Slate.
Yeah.
If you people are just not going to wait.
No.
It could be your favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Ed, you got that favorite restaurant, the Stone Forge?
Mm-hmm.
Would you wait in 45-minute traffic just to go eat there? Maybe Ed would.
Well, I've driven several times from Middleborough to go to Bella's
Yeah. Isn't
because I like Bella's
Bella's is wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
in Nasonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But
No.
there's no traffic jam.
No, there's no traffic jam. No, it's just
You're going straight
A
there.
long
Like you
ride.
it's just a long ride.
Yeah.
That's different.
yeah.
It's better than just sitting in
takes
that
about-
traffic.
15 to 20 minutes to go to Stone Forge from our home.
All right. Well, that's not bad.
No.
But if it was an hour,
Well, I wouldn't go
maybe
as often,
I'll
probably.
Skip, yeah. I'll skip this week. Maybe it'll be next week.
Yeah.
But
But if it was a traffic jam, which sometimes Route 44 can get pretty goofy,
Yep, especially around that rotary.
especially around the Rotary.
When you got people that don't know what to do.
Yeah. Am I in the
It
right
gets-
lane on
Oh.
this 2-lane Rotary?
It is. The rotary's huge. I don't know if you ever seen it.
No, no.
And it is. It's 2 lanes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's 2 lanes going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
some
like-
people are in the
I'm like,
wrong lane.
oh,
Because
yeah.
you gotta, yeah.
They want to go. They're on the inside lane, but they want to
They
take
wanna
the
get off.
outside
Yeah.
next exit.
Yeah.
And it's full of cars.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It gets nuts. All right, another break coming your way right here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket. Remote car starters are great to have in the summertime. They can cool off the inside of your car when the sun is blazing. Stop by Inferno Audio on Clinton Street in Woonsocket and speak to Keith about how easy it is to have a remote car starter installed in your vehicle. Now, if your air conditioner isn't working in your car, no problemo. Inferno Audio can make it work. So don't drive around with a hot car burning your fingertips. That's not safe. Plus, they can make car keys for any make or model of vehicle, and the price will be far less than the dealership would tell you. Stop in today and see Keith at Inferno Audio, 160 Clinton Street, Woonsocket, just next to KFC.
Hello, my name is Paul LaValle, and I'm from the Woonsocket Council Knights of Columbus. We are sponsoring a scholarship fund raffle tickets that'll benefit the Woonsocket Catholic School Regional School System. There are only 100 tickets being sold. They are $50 each. The first prize is $1,200. The second prize is $500. The third prize is $300. You can contact any Knight of Columbus or myself at 401-651-5533 to purchase tickets. Thank you.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan with my allergies. Thank you. And Ed Carew and Linda Tebow here as well. So good news, Ed.
Good. I love good news.
McDonald's is thinking about rolling out a $5 value meal.
Oh, really?
We're just thinking about it right now. Yeah. Well, people have been pulling back on their fast food spending. Although you wouldn't know it. Every time I go by a McDonald's, there's at least 4 or 5 cars in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
But anyway, the one here in North Smithfield, the one over on Diamond Hill Road, and the one that's actually near my house in Norton, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
It's always crowded. But anyway, but according to CNBC, and you watch CNBC, Ed?
Yes, sir.
McDonald's is proposing a meal that could feature a McChicken or a McDouble with 4-piece chicken nuggets, fries, and a drink. All for $5.
Bucks. Wow. That's a lot lower than, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I don't go to McDonald's, but
If you were to buy one,
yeah.
it would probably be, if you bought that, I don't even think they sell 4-piece McNuggets. But it would probably be closer to 10. It's almost
That's
cut
what I
in
mean.
half.
I thought that's quite
Yeah.
a significant
Well, the
reduction.
CEO of McDonald's, Chris Kempczynski, recently said McDonald's has to be, quote, laser focused on affordability to attract diners. So, how's the stock doing? Have you seen anything up and down?
Yeah, this stock is doing all right.
Doing all right?
It's
Okay.
close to $200 a share. I don't know if it's
Wow.
like 185 or 205 or what, but it's in that range.
Okay. Well, he sees the data on the sales,
Yeah.
and it must be down across the board, across the country. So, all right, time to do
Well,
something.
yeah, and it used to be at those fast food things that you went there because it was cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
It was cheap, but now things that went up significantly. I think since the old days.
Well, the three of us must remember, because I know I do. They used to run TV ads. Boy, you ordered the deal was a burger and fries and a drink, and the customer handed the clerk $1, and they gave him change back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And that was the campaign.
Yeah.
We are cheap. We
We
are affordable.
Yeah, but now I
They don't do that anymore.
I can't see, now that if you bring a family, a few kids to a
Oh, it's
McDonald's.
$25.
Yeah, I mean, may as
at
well go
least.
and go get something good to eat. I mean, no offense, but
Yeah. Well, you're right, and it's so fun because I always I love the movie Pulp Fiction. It's dated a little now. It does go back to the 1990s, but the conversation that John Travolta has with Uma Thurman because she ordered a $5 milkshake. McDonald's has $5 milkshakes. They're probably more than $5 now.
yeah,
So, yeah, a $5 milkshake is not the big thing it was 25 years ago.
right, yeah.
And John Travolta even says that's just milk and ice cream. And McDonald's and Burger King, I don't know what it is. It's not. There's no ice cream in it. It's cold.
No, no, yeah.
And I think there's milk in it, but that was another thing. That was another thing. I think with McDonald's years and years ago, they used to call it a chocolate or vanilla milkshake, and consumers came after them. There's no real milk in it, so they had to stop calling it that.
Yeah,
It's just a shake.
it's a shake. They use some powdery something or other that they mix it, I think.
When I worked at Burger King, it was in a plastic bag of a liquid, and we kept it cold in the freezer. And all we did was we unscrewed the cap and we poured it into our shake machine,
Okay.
and then the machine did all the work. And then when you pulled the spigot to get it out, now it was thick. I don't know how it did it.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
it's a miracle.
It is a miracle. It's a miracle. And here's another little tip. Because I used to close at McDonald's, they save the shake mix from the night before to the next day.
Really? Oh, well then.
We had to pour it out
Then
into
it's a good thing there's not milk in it. Then
I guess.
think about it.
We had to pour it into steel canisters and put it in our freezer. And then the people that came in the next morning would grab it, pour it back in the machine. So,
Shake it up again.
and just shake it up again. So,
Aye, aye, aye.
so little tidbits about how the fast food world works.
Yeah.
You hear about this every now and again, usually in the springtime when the bears wake up from hibernation. And I saw a video over the weekend. It was in California. The mama bear and the two cubs taking a swim in a swimming pool. And
Cooling off a little
people,
bit.
yeah, the people are just, they're smart. They're staying in the house and they
Yeah.
film from inside the house. We'll wait for the bear family to have their fun.
Yeah.
And then they had their fun. They cooled off and they were on their way. So, but and another place in California where the bear, just one bear, walked into their garage, left the garage door open. But that's where they have their extra refrigerator and freezer. And some people have this. Put the extra fridge
Yeah, in
the
the
freezer.
garage, yeah.
Well, the bear figured out how to open up the refrigerator
Yeah.
door. And he went, hey, watermelon. And he took the watermelon out and walked away with it. I joked around and said, he left a note. I'll be back. I mean, we're gonna have this.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
I like
keep coming.
cantaloupe too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. See that that thing smarter than the average bear.
Smarter than the
There he is.
There you go. Well, animals are not smart. They will return to where they know there's
Oh,
food
yeah.
or where they've gotten food in
They
the
will.
past.
Yeah.
So the family does report no one was injured in the incident. So
No.
they were smart.
Well, just let them be.
Yeah. I've seen a video one time. There was a woman that was doing gardening in her front yard, but she had her back towards the street and wasn't paying attention, and a bear was walking down the street.
I've seen that.
It's so funny because as they're passing each other, that's when the lady notices the bear just looks at her and keeps walking.
Keeps flying.
He wasn't, I guess, not hungry. She wasn't harassing him, so there's no reason for us to have any kind of interaction.
Right. Don't
But
make no eye contact.
She kind of freaked out.
Well,
A
yeah.
bear.
Well,
And ran to her porch or whatever.
Yeah.
But the bear just kept, no, I'm just trying to get from A to B, and this is the straightest route. So, bears are okay
yeah. Well, they are.
if you don't antagonize
Let 'em
them.
be.
Yeah, let them be. That's right. There's another one I saw. I don't know if it was around here, but like a mountain lion walking through the neighborhood.
Yeah, that-
Watch out for big cats.
yeah,
We had a
big
bobcat.
Did you
Bob-
Yeah.
come through your yard?
Yeah.
All right. Does it freak out your animals?
No,
No. Okay.
they didn't care, and
No?
the bobcat didn't care
Didn't
about.
care either.
No.
Just on his way to find no food here for me.
He just
kept on
walked
going.
through the yard, went through the back, and walked by the round pen where we train the horses
Yep.
and into the woods. That was it. I couldn't believe it, because this thing was big.
Yeah.
they're big.
It's a lot bigger than a regular little kitty cat, and the short stubby tail. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
But
The funny ears like.
yep. But not traveling with others. It's not in the pack.
No, he was
just by
alone.
himself.
I don't know if he had family or friends around somewhere, but he didn't bother us. We didn't bother him.
It's my turn to go hunt for food, and I'll let you know if I find some.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right then. A man down in Norfolk, Virginia, he's getting to keep a very unique artifact that turned up in his backyard over the weekend. He was digging up a shrub in his backyard when he picked up an odd-shaped rock. Turns out the rock was a World War II era hand grenade. Yep.
Really?
Yep. His call to dispatchers, he called the police, led to a huge response from the police, the fire, and the bomb squad. Call came out. It was examined, and no threat was found. So it will not explode. So he gets to keep it. Hey, it's on your property. It's yours.
I wonder how does the hand grenade end up there? That's kind of
I don't know.
weird, huh?
Yep. And it's been in the ground all this time. So get previous owners.
Yeah, probably. Previous owner may have had a grenade that had
That he
been
decommissioned or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And
He dropped it somehow. And
who knows?
yeah. But as the new owner, you don't know if this thing's going to blow
Oh
up.
no,
or
really?
not. So yikes. All right. Let's see. Other things going on. We had this story yesterday. It's too bad. The man in Boston back in April when he got the pig liver transplant.
Yes.
Sorry, kidney.
Kidney.
Transplant. He passed away. But not because of the transplant. He's just a sick man.
Yeah, I'm very sick.
So he got the operation in March. He goes home in April. Survives for another few weeks, and he just said the doctors did say how he died, but how he died was not related to the transplant.
Yeah.
So
But
just a lot of
sometimes
other things going
if
on.
his kidneys were so bad
Yeah.
that he needed a transplant, then that affects every organ in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So probably if he needed a transplant and they used that, the pig,
Yeah.
he was probably in very bad condition.
Well, yeah,
anyways.
and I
you
think
know what I mean?
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly,
Yeah.
he was quoted or his family was quoted. We are at the end of the
That's what I mean.
the rope.
Yeah, the end of that. Yeah.
And so that's why we're actually trying this.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
there are no other options.
Exactly. So he was not in good physical shape
Yeah.
to begin with.
So let's
Yeah,
see if we
right.
get another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
So, well,
And
thanks for trying.
probably too, they felt that maybe, that by the surgeons doing that surgery, maybe they learned something from
Yeah,
this
right.
this experience,
Yep.
to make it.
And
for
they
the
probably
next time,
do
Yeah.
you tell the person the one that's getting the transplant what their odds are?
Oh yes, they do. Sure
you're
they-
looking at probably another 3 months.
Yeah.
But you're going to help
Yeah.
us in the long
And
run.
I'm sure, I mean, if he was in that critical condition, that bad, and this is the last shot, and they will tell him that. I'm sure he went into it, and the family as well.
Yeah,
knowing what all
what's
the
gonna happen.
risks and everything were. Yeah.
All right, this is for all the people that think robbing your delivery person is going to be easy. This happened in Houston. where a person ordered a pizza and the driver arrives with the pizza, and the person at the apartment opens the door and shows a gun, but the delivery man takes out his gun and shoots the guy in the apartment and kills him.
Wow.
And then the person or whoever just stayed on the scene and cooperated with investigators. Didn't go back or leave or anything. Just nope. I'm going to tell them exactly what happened.
Self-defense.
Yes, he pulled the gun on me first. I hope they got video of this somehow.
Yeah.
He pulled it on me first. We're allowed to, especially Texas, open carry laws down there.
Everybody can carry.
And he carried a gun to protect himself, and nope. It's him or me, and it's going to be you.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I hope you got the money for the pizza, though.
Or at least eat the pizza.
At least eat the pizza while you're waiting for the police to show up. Well, it's on me now. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. As always, Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay tuned. Gary Smith of the Crew with Do You Remember is coming your way at 9:30 here on ON, AM, and FM.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
In Massachusetts, Governor Maura Healey says her administration is working to ensure Steward Health Care's hospitals in Massachusetts remain strong into the future, but not with Steward. The Dallas, Texas